Moonlight spreads across the streets of Leeds. Taxis whisk lovers home while loners trot from bar to bar. Blue-lit sirens shriek through the city noise. But back at Leeds Minster, it's time to rest.
I'm supporting Simon on the Streets because someone close to me has tackled with the sort of issues that they deal with, homelessness and drug addiction. And I really admire the work they do, the time they spend with people. I think it's really important. So I wanted to help support them.
I like the way they invest so much time in the individual without having a time constraint in a target to me or having to complete a piece of work in a time scale. They invest time that's needed when it's needed for as long as it's needed for.
I think it's a charity that don't get no funding from the government, so all they get is money from people who raise money from charity.
It'll be cold. I can imagine it being cold. Well, it is cold. I've slept in worse conditions. I've slept in this sort of stuff when it's raining, so that should be okay.
So I've just looked at putting on some warm clothes, getting wrapped up as possible. I've got a sheet of plastic to put on the ground as well, in a sleeping bag at the moment.
Well, along with my fellow campmate, collected lots of cardboard and kind of used our imagination really for glamping.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge because I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
I'm cold when I'm in my house and central heating's on.
Lady of my age, I don't feel the cold through the night. I'll be honest. In fact, I'm quite warm now.
I've got no expectations apart from I'm going to get cold.
We've raised quite a bit, haven't we?
About 700,
about 700, 800 between us. So,
yeah, and it's still going.
Yeah. So it's a good cause, and you know, we wouldn't like to see anybody we know live on the streets and cope with that. So
I go and find a spot to join them and start to bed down for the night. And now, ever since we all bedded down, and now that it's so quiet out here, and now that we're by ourselves, it feels like time's just dragging on now. I'm looking up in the sky and I can see nearly a full moon hovering in the sky, and it's been hovering in that. I'm convinced it's been settled in that same place for what feels like hours now. It's probably not very long. I've probably not been here by myself all that long, but it feels like a very long time. And the cold is starting to get you as well. It feels like I can only move vaguely. And you know, I've got this constant sense that I'm waiting for something. You know, it feels like I should only be here if, I don't know, if I'm waiting for a bus to come and get me or something. And it's funny that one of my old mates from uni said that, oh, this will be a piece of cake. This is just like the old days when you used to fall asleep half wasted at the bottom of the stairs. You know, in some ways it kind of is, but somebody would come and get you then. You know, you can hear a constant noise. There's a thrum, a whoosh that envelops the city. And you don't know whether it's the passing traffic on Crown Point Bridge or whether it's the River Air or train rumbling by in the distance. You know, but whatever it is, it's a constant noise that's always there. And it becomes kind of tranquil, relaxing almost. But that tranquility is then suddenly pierced and destroyed by something. You know, you'll see another light flash on a security light in the distance, just came on now. Or you hear a couple of lads going past because it's Thursday night in Leeds. There's all sorts of people out and about there going back home. they're making a bit of noise, and you hear that, and that just penetrates through the silence. And it's not relaxing anymore, because you suddenly realise that tranquility was completely false. You realise that actually you're vulnerable here. And, you know, I think that I'm safe here. You know, right now, there's lots of people doing this. It's a stewarded, you're well looked after. But even my heart was racing when a couple of guys were walking past. You could hear them in the distance, you know, talking quite loudly. I've just realised, for a few minutes I've been able to hear birdsong. I thought it was whistling. I thought there were, you know, revellers out whistling. You know, it's like a kind of company, though. At 5 a.m, we're roused by the captivating whiff of bacon sizzling on an open grill.
I'm just so glad that I'm able to have a home. You know, I've got somewhere warm to sleep on the night time, because I thought I was quite hardcore, you know, but when it got into my bones, and the cold was literally in my bones, and still is now, that I don't think I could endure a full night. And we've only done a short period of cold, and we've been discussing it earlier. Those guys really don't have anywhere to go warm.
The last check we did at the end of yesterday was we've raised £3,500. But sort of usual, kind of what usually happens after these events is it will keep trickling in for a couple of weeks. So I would imagine that we'll probably end up probably at the £4,000 mark, which is fantastic, especially for such a small group of people.
Yeah, £4,000 is really quite a lot.
Yeah.
What can that do for you?
£4,000 just about covers the intensive support of 2 service users for a whole year. It costs us a little over £2,000 per person per year, so that's really, really significant for us and for the people of Leeds that we're supporting.
It's remarkable. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'll go home and I will have a whiskey just like I do after any day at work, and then I'll watch a bit of TV and have a sleep, probably. So yeah, just very normal, but just a little bit higgledy-piggledy.
What's your whiskey of choice?
Oh, well, it depends, you see. It depends what I'm feeling like. I'm a single malt man, I collect them. So, I don't know. I've got a 21-year-old Cowell Isla, Cooper's Choice, which unfiltered as well, it's beautiful, which I think I will have when I get home, yeah.
It's the end of another slow-burning day in Leeds. Office workers are counting down the hours till home time. Mums are picking up sons from school. And somewhere, another young lad just like Jamie is being shoved away from yet another doorway. Somewhere a young woman is scrabbling together just enough coppers to buy herself a warm drink this evening. Helen told us about how she's so often had to persuade other people of the value of the people that she works with. But the value of a person is only judged by how much value we put in them. And if the people of Leeds can do anything, it's appreciate and recognise the value of one another.